Hey, what's happening, MEC? How's everybody doing? Been a minute since I hopped on a live stream, and I wanted to chat with you guys real quick about 3 core things you can do today to start building your foundation to create an extra 6 figures in profit in the next year. It's going to be some powerful stuff, so hop on. Super excited to see you guys. If you guys are on the replay, go ahead and type replay below. Been a minute since I did a live stream, so I wanted to hop on, help you guys out, get this going. So a lot of people have asked me, they've seen this community growth over the years, and they've seen just amazing audience growth, all this crazy stuff happening out as I've built 2 different 6-figure businesses. And there's so many questions. There's a lot of questions on the specifics, but I see a lot of people struggling with the foundation. So what I wanted to remind you guys of is 3 of the core foundational principles that you need to be very consistent with to move towards this. And I want you guys to not think of getting paid next week, of getting paid next month, but I want you guys to look 6, 12, 24 months out and figure out which actions that you have to be doing consistently, build towards that future. So like, for example, I was hyped. I got featured on Entrepreneur Magazine today, and that came from a friend of mine who's a contributor to Entrepreneur, and I got connected with him like 2.5 years ago. I never asked him to get featured or anything like that. Probably a year ago, he invited me on his podcast, and that was just something that happened a long time after that initial connection. So when you know that you're planting the right seeds, it's things that pay off big dividends for the long run. So like, I wouldn't have had that feature if I wasn't connected with him. So I want you guys to think about 3 core things that you need to do to add an additional 6 figures in profit to your business in the next 12 months. That sounds good. Go ahead and type a little money sign in the comments down below, so I know you guys are out there, know you guys are listening. So number 1 is know your numbers. This is something that is completely, like, people just skip this part. I don't know why. So they don't know a couple of key numbers. Number 1, how much is your average customer worth to you? What's an average sale? How long does the client stay on? Are they worth $2,000? Are they worth $10,000? Are they worth $100? What is one customer worth to you? If you guys know the answer to that, or even a ballpark guess, go ahead and just leave it in the comments. Let me know, what is one client, one customer worth to you for a year? I'm just curious. You got to know those numbers, because then you can just divide your goals backwards from there. So if you want to add an additional 6 figures in profit, not just sales, you not only need to know what an average customer is worth to you, but you need to know, okay, what are my costs like? How much do I spend on marketing? How much do I spend on events? How much do I spend on coaches and training and software and all this other stuff? So you can break it down backwards again. So let's say, for example, if you wanted to have a 6-figure profit business, and you're looking at some high profit margin offer, like coaching or courses or services, because luckily we have the ability to have really low overhead businesses, and it's a lot of high profit as long as you're not blowing money, as long as you're not making a ton of bad investments. It's very profitable to be in this online business. So it's pretty cool. So for example, let's say if you wanted to have I don't know, $20,000 in expenses. So that could be things like training, software, coaches, events, whatever, anything that you're charging to your business. So if you still want to hit 6 figures in profit, what you got to do is get to $120,000 in sales annually. And what that means is it's $10K a month. So just break down your numbers one more time. What's happening, Anthony? How you doing? I'll see you soon out in Tampa. So yeah, guys, breaking down these numbers, it makes everything a lot more attainable. So, a 6-figure profit business sounds like, holy crap, that's a lot. That's a scary number. That's just 10 grand a month, and that's including $20,000 worth of expenses. So if you know your math right there, it's going to be a whole lot easier. Does that make sense, guys? So next up is visibility. So once you know your numbers, once you know, okay, if I need to hit $10,000 a month, if each client is going to be worth, $2,000, all right, cool. I need to get 5 clients a month. Awesome. That sounds good, right? That's a lot more attainable. And then you think, okay, cool. What might make it easier for me to get some of these clients? How am I going to keep showing up? Where am I going to keep getting visible? And how am I going to leverage everything that I have? You might have a lot of money. You might be able to pay for more marketing. You might have a lot of time. You might be able to go more the organic route. If you don't have either, it's going to be really hard, and you're going to have to figure out how to juggle both of that to invest some and then spend more time creating content and showing up. That's your decision. You have time or you have money if you want to show up, if you want that result. So I'm curious, guys, what do you currently have more of when it comes to your marketing? Do you have time to create content and build an organic social media following, or do you have money to pay for advertising instead? Let me know in the comments, guys. What do you have more of, time or money? I'm curious because, you know, when most people start out, it's obviously time. They have a bunch of time. They don't have a bunch of money. But there becomes a point where you start making a lot more money. You have less time. You can't create as much content. You just want to pay for ads. So let me know where you guys are at with that. And another thing I want you guys to keep in mind when it comes to building out your visibility and your credibility online is what circles do you need to break into? What people do you want to network with? How do you want to set yourself up for success 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, and beyond down the road? Like I said, when I just started the stream, I was super hyped. I got featured on Entrepreneur Magazine today talking about Facebook groups. Shout out to Lewis Congdon. He wrote an awesome article on Facebook groups and mentioned me in it. And I was saying I linked up with Lewis like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, maybe even longer. And, you know, I never even asked him for a feature, but just because I was in his network and he knew what I was doing and he ended up writing an article on my topic one day, I got included. So that's really the power of knowing which circles you want to break into and being able to show up and build real relationships with people. So always think about those circles that you want to get into and be visible with and help people out with. And you can do that easier than ever before. There's a million Facebook groups out there. Every single niche has them. All you got to do is go join them, talk to people, add value, build relationships, and help people. That will plant seeds for you long into the future. All right, next up is growth. So when it comes to not only getting visible in other people's groups and building a strong network, you need to have growth in your audience. Let's do some simple math again, guys. So let's say, for example, if you have a Facebook group of 1,000 people, all you need is a 2% conversion rate on a $500 offer to make $10,000 a month. 2% conversion rate on a $500 offer. That's it. Now, if you have a more expensive offer, you can drop that even lower. Let's say if you have, you have a service or you do coaching or something like that, and it costs you $2,000 to work with you. Now, all you need to do is get a 0.5% conversion rate out of a group of 1,000 to be making $10,000 a month. That's pretty cool, right? So that's what I want to help you guys out with, and super hyped to go even more in depth on all these concepts and help you guys really hit the nail on the head with this.